What's up everybody, it's your man I Do It, and in this video I'm going to show you actually everything that I use on a day-to-day basis, all the tools, implements, and equipment that I use to get the job done. But most importantly, this isn't just a display and a showcase of my tools. I'm actually going to tell you why I use the certain things that I use. And if you didn't know, I have a suite within the barbershop. So outside that door there is the barbershop, and inside where we are now is the suite. But let me actually show you some of the things in the suite. Let me give you a little tour. So as you walk into my suite here, you'll see there's the barber chair, bam bam right there. But to the left, I have a chair and a little, I guess, ottoman. You can kick your feet up and relax. As you see here, really comfortable. More surprisingly, not a lot of customers actually sit here. This is actually for the customers so they can wait, and that's if I have someone cutting their hair. And right next to this chair is the shampoo bowl. Let me show it to you. So if you look here, chair, very simple, bowl, very simple. But I've got the I Do It Barber shampoo, deep cleansing shampoo, detoxes, and it does a really good job. If you guys don't shampoo hair before cutting hair, look, I don't blame you, because I understand maybe it takes a long time to shampoo hair and actually cut, but in reality, especially if someone has dirty hair, think about this. It's gonna take you just as long of a time to cut through dirty hair as it is to shampoo someone's hair and then cut it. When hair is clean versus dirty hair, it's a lot easier to cut through clean hair. As opposed to cutting through dirty hair, you actually spend a lot of time trying to achieve what you're looking for by cutting through dirty hair, as opposed to shampooing someone's hair and cutting it. Because in reality, you're gonna take about the same amount of time. It takes about 5 minutes to shampoo someone's hair, and in the end result, you're gonna get a much crisper line, much easier blends to achieve by shampooing hair. So as you see behind me, right there on the wall, that's actually where I store all my barber aprons and my smock. So let me actually show you this real quick. So if you look at this, here I have one apron and it's tan with the leather pockets. That's pretty cool. Then I have the classic traditional white barber smock. And I also have the one that I'm wearing right now, which is a denim, which you see the leather, the brown leather on here, and it's cool. Me personally, I just like to switch it up. I get kind of bored wearing the same smock over and over and over. And also, more importantly, with the cleanliness and sanitation of it, you can't really get around with wearing the same smock all the time. So barbers, if you do, wear a different smock or have different smocks, because you never know. Maybe you spill blood on it, maybe you get some sort of chemicals on it and it just gets dirty. And who wants to have to worry about making sure their smock is clean the next day, because you only have one smock? And usually in all my smocks, I keep my business cards. So as you see, you know, the logo, website, Instagram, and my YouTube channels on the back. And I keep these in all my smocks. So like if I go out to lunch, I have some cards ready if I want to hand out cards while I'm at lunch. And I do make a point to that. When I go somewhere, I make sure that I give at least one person a business card or shake someone's hand in person. One other thing I have in my suite is I have a display of products, because what that does is it shows people that I do use products and I have things, and it actually draws their attention. Customers, a lot of times while I'm cutting their hair, they'll ask about these products that I have in this little corner display over here, and then I'll explain what it is and what I have to offer. And a lot of the products that I have over there I actually sell as well. If you didn't know, I have a product line, but let me actually show you. So if you see here on this little corner display, I have my products. Little corner display here. Fits in nicely. If you looked at one of the episodes of my vlog, the latest episode, I got this from an antique store, and also I got this little, I guess, corner table thing from a antique shop as well. It's in the latest vlog episode. But over here, I got a nice little burner where you can actually put oils and stuff, and it actually smells really good in this room. You also have a little Bluetooth speaker and I use this to play music, and you know, I can play whatever I like or whatever the clients may prefer or what have you, and that's actually really cool. I got some little body spray in case I just somehow get funky. You know, like sometimes when you're cutting hair a lot, you actually start to sweat, and you know what happens when you sweat. you know, your perspiration changes, your smell changes. So I have this on deck. I also have cologne as well here, just in case those things do happen. So here's the product that I was telling you about with the product line. So I have a pomade, a paste, a clay, and a cream, and they're all different, and I use them all differently to achieve certain things based off of what the client likes and how they actually like their hair to look. So I actually sell this stuff here to clients, and it pretty much sells itself. It's really easy. I always talk about selling product and why you should sell product. It's so easy. It sells itself. They're already here for a haircut, and this is also hair related. Why not sell them product to add on to your bill? It's not like I'm selling them cheeseburgers or lollipops or candy. I'm selling them something that they're already here for, which is a haircut. And of course, with cutting hair and them doing their hair on the daily, they need product. Why not have them get it from you? So below here, you see I have some Easy Blade shaving gel, and I also have the Easy Blade blades as well. I also sell these. I bought some in bulk, and I typically sell them to barbers, but if customers do want them, I do sell them to customers, and I'm willing to sell them to the customers. Very rarely do I sell them to customers. Now, if you go down a little bit lower here, I just have a little display of Clubman powder, and then of course I have my Marvicide. So if you guys don't have Marvicide on your station, which I'll show you over there, you guys should. It's very important, and it's good for sanitation purposes and keeping yourself safe and your clients. And on the bottom, I just have a more display of shampoo, but back here I have some Blade Wash Cool Care and some Marvicide disinfectant spray. I also have some Cantu shea butter for hair. So this is my little display here, and you can see it's really cool, really cool. Now right behind me here, I put a few pictures up on the wall. I actually had these pictures in my YouTube room, and I decided, hey, while I'm moving to the suite, I need something to decorate the walls, which I still have a few more things to decorate on that wall there, but I put these up. So if you look at these here, it's just an old patent of a straight razor, and then I have an old patent of I think that's a Koken chair. And all this was is 11 by 18 picture, and then I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought the frames for them. So I got those on eBay. You can get them on eBay pretty cheap. They sell these things all the time. They have different barber things and stuff. So if any of you want to decorate your barbershop or your suite or your station, what have you, go on eBay. It was about $10 to $12 for each, and it's actually pretty cool. A lot of people like them. You know, it gets people's attention. They actually look at it. They think it's cool. I showed you this little table, but on top of it is a hot towel warmer. So as you see here, I've got some hot towels in there, and that's what I use for if I'm gonna do a head shave, if I'm gonna do a face shave, if I'm gonna just have someone relax before I get them out of here on their appointment. It's actually really good to have hot towels. I like having hot towels because they serve more purposes than just using them for shaves and whatnot, which I'm not gonna really talk about that in this video, but that's why I actually have it. And on top of this hot towel cabinet, it's also, I have a little wax here. So if you see here, I got some wax. You see the wax there, and I use this and I have this as an add-on service. I do nose waxing and ear waxing, and it's a $5 add-on service to all of my services, and it actually pretty much sells itself. The whole unit, if you just talk about the wax and the unit itself that's in here, and also including these little, I guess, popsicle sticks to actually take the wax out of their ear or nose, whatever. That was all around a little under 50 bucks. So imagine all of this wax here. I can get all of these wax used, and I haven't used all of it yet, so I don't know how much profit I've made, but trust me when I say this, I'm gonna make my money back on this and a whole lot more just based off of this one little tub. I'm sure I can make well over $100 off this one little tub. And I keep my business cards out here, so it's easy for a customer to grab when they're right here getting a haircut. They can just go ahead and grab a card on the way out. They can see it, of course, as I'm turning them throughout their haircut. I turn them and they see it. It's easy for them to grab. I have business cards in multiple locations. I have one on my smocks. I have one here. I have one somewhere located in here. So the thought of a business card is always there. But here I just have a jar of candy, and all this is just candy for clients if they want to grab some candy before or after. This is for them. This is not for me. Not for me. I don't eat this stuff. They do. And on top I have my square reader, and this is what I use to accept credit cards and whatnot. So I use this, and I could take Apple Pay, and you can take cards with chips and stuff like that. So it makes it really easy. I don't have to swipe anything through my phone or anything like that. I just figured, let me get this and the dock, and it can make my life a little bit easier. And I like actually that this is right here, because I don't have to wait for them to wait by my station while I'm cutting hair and finish up. They can just come right over here to this little area, swipe or tap their phone for Apple Pay, and then they're good to go. Also, I'd feel guilty without mentioning, this is my barber chair. Very simple, nothing extravagant, and it's not an antique, it's not a modern antique, nothing cool. It's just a basic barber chair. You see the headrest is right there, and I have my cape here. This is actually a silk paisley cape. This is actually pretty dope. Don't ask me where I can find this. I've tried to find it again because I wanted to order 2 more of them, and I can't find it. So I hope I don't ruin this thing, and I hope it lasts me a long time. I've had it for years. It's really nice, and it's very comfortable. Just ask my clients. There's a big difference with you being draped in a silk cape versus some vinyl cape. And there's nothing against vinyl capes. They're all nice and everything, but everything has their advantage and disadvantage. And here we are, the moment you all have been waiting for, to actually see all my tools and implements and all that stuff. So here it is. So first, I have a ring light. So if you see here, I have this ring light, and I use this to cut hair within the shop. It helps bring some light to my haircuts. And if you guys don't have a ring light and your shop has bad lighting, I suggest that you get one. If you do, shout out to you. But some shops do have good lighting, and some shops either don't or they have mediocre light. And I'm going to show you the difference real quick. So imagine clients getting their hair cut. Now the ring light is on right now. Imagine if this ring light were off, you're going to have this. That's what it's going to look like, me cutting hair without the ring light. And if you look here, these are just LED strip lights. There's 4 in this suite here, but this is the actual lighting that I get naturally cutting hair if I were not to use a ring light. But once I turn this ring light on, makes a very big difference. And you can see the color change, and it looks a lot more dim, everything around the room really. And then once I turn this on, it brightens up everything. It allows me to see things a lot better. So soon, you see these walls are pretty bare here. Soon I'll be posting more pictures and stuff on these walls. And if you guys are curious about my YouTube stuff, I actually shoot YouTube videos here. This is actually where I put the camera on the station. I have a little mountain thing here to mount. If you see that, I got a little thing to mount a camera if I'm doing like some IG live videos or anything like that. Now back to the station. So we're gonna start from bottom to top, because the good stuff is up here. It's a lot easier for me to get through the boring stuff now. One thing I need to mention is I do have a power strip here. This is like a 12 or 15 outlet strip, and it's flat like this. You could put, it actually has USB capability. You could plug in USB if you want to for iPhones or Androids or whatnot, and it's perfect for that. So that's one crucial part to being a barber. You need a power strip. So in this bottom drawer here is where I keep my supplies. So I keep a lot of the towels that I need to restock. I have tons of towels here. As you see, this is the candy that I use. We're not gonna talk about that. But I also keep sea breeze, I have alcohol, I have airbrush cleaner for the airbrush up there, and there's more alcohol, shave gel. You see I have gloves. And so this is the actual tub of wax that I use that I just showed you. This is what it looks like outside of the actual thing. And it's actually, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's 14 ounces of wax, satin smooth, if you're just curious about buying that. Also have another pair of T outliners down here, and just a lot of other random things. As you see, some witch hazel, blah, blah, blah. The alcohol, I use this for a mixture of my Kiss Express. I don't use this on customers, but that's the purpose of me having the actual alcohol. So in the next drawer above, I have more supplies. So as you see, I have an Oster hand massager. I have another cape just in case, because you never know what can happen. Like I said, with the smocks, you might get blood on your cape. You might spill something that's on your cape that you really don't want to give to the next customer, and that's why I have this extra cape right here. Also, I have a bunch of straight razors, which I actually sell these to barbers particularly, but I just have a bunch of these here. I also have a box full of combs, and these are actually just cheap combs, nothing extravagant. Taper combs, to be exact. I like the little cheap taper combs. Don't ask me why, but I just love the cheap taper combs. Those little aristocrat combs. Not sure if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I'll show you. I'm sure you guys are probably curious. But geez, why am I fumbling everything? You see the little cheap aristocrat comb, very cheap plastic comb, nothing major. You could probably, I'm not even sure how much this little box costs, but I'm sure it's very cheap. So I also have, if you look here, I have my styling products. These are the ones I actually use on customers. I use these on customers. I don't actually grab from there. I just have some here and I use this here. The stuff that you saw on display over there is what is actually for sale. So if you see here, I've got the Cool Water Cologne. Like I said earlier, you may get funky throughout the day, and you know, you just gotta spray yourself with a little something. So as you see here, this is where I have my Kiss Express bottles. I have many different colors. If you go look at my airbrush video, you could actually see that. I got some other little random things. More product here, different types of product, and like I said, more supplies. One other thing I have is gum. I keep gum on my station at all times because you never know when you go eat, or maybe just throughout the day, your breath may smell a little bit weird. When you're intimate and getting close to customers, you need your breath to be smelling good. You don't want to have funky breath when you're dealing with customers because they can smell that stuff. And if you see here, I've got change. This is just change for clients. I just keep this in here. I don't even take this home with me. I just leave it here, and that's just for customers if I need to give them change. Next drawer above, let's see what's in here. Oh, okay. So got some random stuff. As you see, combs, more combs. And here I just have a mixture of combs. So if you see here, I've got a few YS Park combs, and I love these, especially when I'm cutting straight hair. I love using the YS Park combs. I've got about 4 of them, and I've got 2 shorter ones, and then I got 2 longer ones. And of course, my regular taper combs, the Aristocrat, and I got a couple carbon anti-static Tony and Guy combs. Yeah, no big deal. So here I have a few flat top combs, and I love using flat top combs for one, doing flat tops or clipper over comb. They're perfect for it. And I have 3 different kinds, white and black for the contrast of the hair. But let's be honest, once you get comfortable doing clipper over comb, you don't really need to have a white comb to offset black hair. It really doesn't matter once you get good at clipper over comb. I have a few styling combs that I use here. See the pleated comb here for more defined texture and separation, and then I have this one here as well. Also have a non-roll brush. This is also a YS Park. I also have a pick, and you could actually use this for styling as well, but I more use this to pick out afros and stuff like that. And also, what else is in here? Just a lot of random things. You see a little brush. I've got blade setters, these on the money blade setters. I've got a bunch of these. I've got a blade modifier. I've also got septic swabs, because you never know. Sometimes you cut a client, whether it's with the razor, maybe with a comb, combing through someone's hair, you just hit a bump, or your trimmers. You just never know. You can cut someone doing random things. You can cut a kid's ear because maybe they're a tiny kid and they just move into the clippers and you cut their ear. Anything can happen. This is why I have these, and it's very important. And so a lot of barbers, they act like they don't cut people, or they don't run the risk of cutting someone. Don't get cocky. You could possibly cut someone, and this is actually why I have it. And it actually comes in handy sometimes. I've had to use it on more than one occasion. Another little styling brush, a little round brush. I don't really use this that much. It's actually also a YS Park, but I don't use this that much, to be honest with you. So in the next drawer above, I have my clipper guards. So if you see here, I have these straight razors here. One's a Dovo and then one is a Tondeo, sister style. I use these for more hair purposes. I don't use these for cutting, like shaving purposes. I've used these actually for hair and adding texture with hair if someone wants that razor look, and that's what these are for. Now onto the guards. So if you see here, I've got the wall, half, one and a half, and that's all I use as far as wall guards. So if you look here, I have the Andis double magnetic guards from 0 all the way up to the 8. Same thing with the singles. I have the 0 to the 4, but I also have here 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I have them all from 0 to 8 through here. Same thing with the doubles, but with the walls, no, I just typically use those to fade. I have my blades here, and I have the 5 out all the way up until this humongous 19 millimeter 3/4 blade. Not sure if you've seen one of these before. This is around a 5, 5.5, and I also have a 16 millimeter 5/8 blade, which is also pretty big. When you compare them both to each other, one is 16 millimeters and one is 19 millimeters. You can see the difference. These are some pretty big blades compared to this little 5-out blade. So I use all these blades, guys, and I use a lot of these guards. So don't think they're just here for show. I actually use these. I like using these for someone, let's say they want a 4 or 5 or even a 6. If they ask me for a 6 on top, I grab these rather than just grabbing these, because these get a cleaner cut and it happens a lot quicker. And a lot of times I use these sometimes if I don't want to be using clipper over comb or scissor over comb to connect the parietal ridge into long hair on top. I use these. This is actually really perfect. And I also like using these, let's say if I'm doing a scissor cut and someone just wants like a business type cut that has a 4 on the bottom or a 5, I'll use these as well. And I should probably show you one other blade that I don't use much, and this is the 18 skip tooth. It's a really good blade. I bought this, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, but I don't really use it like I should. I think I need to start using this 18 skip tooth a lot more. But I do use all my blades, and I do use the guards sometimes. Like I said in my last video, barber video that I posted about the top 3 guards, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. But I've been using my double magnetics lately. Love these things. I also have a brush. I use this to brush out clients' hair, obviously. Very basic, you know, 2-sided brush. One side has hard bristles, the other side has softer bristles for obvious reasons, but very basic, just a brush. Now on to the good stuff of what's in here, the clippers. What you guys have been waiting for, what you guys probably tuned into this video for, to see what actual clippers I have. Let's start from left to right. So here I have my T outliners. So this pair here, you see they're cut off, they have the gold blades on them. Don't ask where I got them from because I do not know. Please do not. I'm sure you probably ignore me anyway. But I've cut these off, and these, I actually use these for straight hair. These are actually calibrated to cut straight hair really well. They don't cut black people's hair good. My trimmers are racist, so I don't know. Don't ask me. So these, by the way, these are actually GTXs with gold blades on them. These are regular TI liners with the blackout blade on them. Both of these blades are 0 gapped and modified for those of you guys that are curious. If you're actually curious about any of these, they're all 0 gapped, including my adjustables. All of my stuff is 0 gapped, just to let you guys know. So these actually can use these on everyone, but primarily I use these on black people. Like I say, my trimmers are racist, but this is what I use these for. These are real good. I got them set really well. They don't cut people or anything like that, but they hit really well. Next, I have my pair of Andis Masters. Andis Masters with the gold blade. Now, you can ask me where I got these because I do know. I got these from Ideal Barber Supply. You can find them on Instagram. They also have a website. They're out of, I think they're out of Tampa area, something like that. But you can get this gold blade from there, and it actually cuts really well. Actually, I love this gold blade on my Andis Masters. And by the way, these are the black label Masters. If you're curious, these are the black labels. You see it right there, black labels, boom. It's actually in pretty good condition. I don't know if you've seen other people's black labels, but the paint's all messed up and whatnot, but mine are in pretty pristine condition. I'm quite impressed. Next clipper, another Andis Master. So if you look there, it says Andis Master. But when I pick this up, boom, Fat Master blade. So if you look here, I've got the Fat Master blade on the Andis Master. And if you guys know, all of the Master series clippers, whether it's the Andis Master, the Fade Master, the Fat Master, they're all a Master just with different blades. I could have put the Fade Master blade on a Master, but it'd become a Fade Master. It just doesn't say Fade Master on the plate, just like this one doesn't say Fat Master on the plate. It says Andis Master. So I've got this opens up from a 1A to a 2 blade, and essentially I can use both of these together. So this is a triple out through a 1, this is a 1A to a 2. So I can do fades with just these 2 clippers, don't have to use any guards. And I've used it a few times and I actually really like it. It's a nice combination, and you can cut down waves with this. Just put the lever right in the middle, and that is a 1.5 blade. And if you just open it all the way up, that's a 2. And you can cut down waves with this. And this is a really dope clipper. I really love it. And seeing how I have so many clippers, I don't get a chance to use them all at the same time, but they all serve their certain purposes for the right situation. So it might look like I have a lot of clippers, but they actually serve their purpose. So if you see here, I have 2 pairs Slimline Pro LIs. They're both zero gapped and modified, and I love them. They cut really well. I love using these on little kids, especially these. They're, like I said, they're zero gap, but they don't cut kids. They don't do anything crazy, but they cut really well. And I love them because they're so nimble and they're lightweight and they're very agile. So I love my Slimline Pro LIs. So here I have my Envies. So if you look, got my I Do It, my fake Supremes. Not sure if you've seen that video, but I have the wall surgical blade on here. This thing won't focus, but this is the wall blade on here. As you see, boom. Wall blade on my Envies, and I've got these actually on both of these. So I love it because it's that surgical blade and it gets close. Like you can actually get that little ball line out a lot better than you can with the Envy bevel blade. And with this blade setup, I did a video on this with the 3 cordless Envy LI hack video. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But in that video, I explained how you can use the wall premium guards, or really any wall guards, but you can also use the single magnetics. I was working on something where I can use the doubles, but I actually ixnayed and 86 that plan because I was like, I'll just use the Masters if I really do need to use the double magnetic guards. So here I have 2 pair of Supras. Supra ZR, these are the regular ones. These aren't the second ones, obviously, if you look at the color and everything and see that there's no detachable battery. But I love the Supras. I fade with detachables. If you guys know me or the channel, I fade with the detachables, so I use them quite a bit. I don't use them just to remove bulk. I do fading techniques with my Supras. But if you see the theme of what's going on here with my clippers, I have 2 of everything. And this is just me, this is just how I roll. I like to have 2 of everything because you never know, especially when it comes to this, something might die, I need something else on deck. However, you can cut with the cords. Same thing with these, I got another one on deck. Same thing with these. If these go out, if I drop them, whatever the case may be, if they just malfunction, I've got another one on deck. Same thing with the trimmers, I got another one on deck. So if you see here, I got the Bronze Series 7 shaver. I love this thing. I bought this, got it cheap. Got it for $100 brand new at Costco, I think last year, maybe the year before, I'm not sure. It was on sale. Very dope. And of course, with the theme of me having 2 of everything, I doubled up and I got the Bronze Series 7 with the cleaning station this time. So I got the cleaning station, I got 2 of these. So whenever, in the interest of sanitation, if I use one on one client and then I want to hurry up and sanitize the other one, I got that one on deck right there where I can just easily use it. And it works out perfectly for me. On the top of the station, I've got my compressor. Got an iWater airbrush compressor with the Neo gun, the TRN2 gun, and it's very cool. I didn't get the cordless compressor, the Beam Team joint, because by the time when I got this, it wasn't out yet. Shame on Chris Bazio for not putting it out sooner. I know that sounds selfish. So on the top of my station, you'll see I have a few things. Neck strips, basic necessity, right? I also got more straight razors. So I got the one that I sell that you saw earlier. I've got this one, the one that I sell earlier. Very simple. I've got this one, wood handle, very nice. I use this to do edge ups and refining work. This is what I use this one particularly for, and that is it. Like I said, the other ones I use those for hair. Now I have this one. This is a feather Artist Club. Not sure if you could see that, but it's a Feather Artist Club razor. Love this thing. And of course, to go with that, I've got the Feather Pro Guards here to go with it. And I use this one just to do head and face shaves only, because I've got to use a nice sharp feather blades. If you didn't know, feather blades are extremely sharp, and I use that for this purpose only. So I have a few different types of razors that I use for different types of things. If you see, I have a clipper brush to clean off debris from clippers, but I also have another one here that I use only on clients that sometimes have that hair that's hard to clear off their head. But I typically use a comb to clean hair off. I don't use brush, mainly for sanitation purposes, but sometimes I do need to go to this for those clients that have hair that's hard to clean off their head. I only have a few clients that are like that, but this comes in handy for that purpose. So if you see here, I've got the Marvicides here. Very important. Clients, if any clients are listening or anything like that, barbers, what have you, you need to be using Marvicide. Because especially if you're a client or if you're a barber and if you work with other barbers that don't have one, you have to, it begs the question, if they don't have one of these, what are they using to clean and sanitize and disinfect their tools with? It really does beg the question. So next to this, I have my mixture of Kiss Express. So this is for more of my brown hair clients, and then I've got this mixture here for my darker hair clients. You can probably see that by the color alone. I've got hand sanitizer on my station for if I actually go eat or in between clients. I like to actually sanitize my hands before each client, because what client wants a barber's dirty hands touching their face, head, neck, whatever? And if you see here, I got the Easy Blades here, right there. I've also got this. This is another important thing. Barbers should be having these on their station at all times. This is where I dispose of blades, and I've got all my blades here. So clients or barbers, you need to be looking for this if your barbers do or do not have something like this to dispose of their blades, because I use a new blade on every client. If your barber's doesn't have one of these or something, if you don't see him change blades, there's a good chance he's probably using the same one on you, and shame on him. So if you look here, I got my little neck duster, and I know you're probably thinking like, it's just a neck duster. No, it's actually a Tony and Guy neck duster. But I love this neck duster because the bristles on here are very soft. That's the reason why I have this neck duster. It's very, very soft. Now, I'm sure some of you guys probably just grab a neck duster and just let it be that. I don't do that. I grab this one because it's very nice and soft. It feels good on the skin. It doesn't feel harsh or rough when you dust off the hair off of a client. And these are the things that actually make and separate you from other barbers, and not just giving them any old thing. I use this because it feels good on the client's skin, because I know it does, because I use it on myself. I also have this from the Urban Barber Company. This is actual talc powder, and you just dispense it like this. You just do it like that, nice and easy, and then you can dust off the client, rather than having that Clubman bottle over there and dousing it on the thing, and you run the risk of getting it all on your hand and wrist and looking like Tyrone Bigum's little brother. Much easier. And you see there, boom, very nice. So here I've got a couple water bottles. You might think like, why is that piss yellow? No, that is not piss or urine. That's actually water and sea breeze. That is what I use as my water when I use it on clients' hair, when I spray down clients' hair. And you might be wondering, why do I use water and sea breeze or water and some sort of tonic? It actually helps clean the hair as well as, you know, you just saturating the hair. So a lot of times I'll use this a lot of times on someone's edge up, or someone to clear off someone's edge up, because it'll help clean the skin and clean off that hair in the hairline, and it'll help me get a cleaner hairline and edge up when I do it. And it also smells good too. So whenever you spray your clients with water to saturate the hair, this is mainly for straight hair, you get a much better smell than just you spraying it with just water. It's all about activating people's senses. So that sense of smell, they can smell this and they're like, wow, this smells different than what I'm used to doing from whatever other barbers they've used before. This has a much better smell to it. Now back here I have my scissors. So if you look here, I've got a pair of 7-inch Sanvia shears here. I've got a 5.5 pair of Sanvias with a swivel. If you see there, I also have some Ataro thinning shears. Also have some Sanvia thinning shears as well. I also have an 8-inch pair of Viper scissors. I typically use these for my black clients where I'm just trying to clear off the little roach legs off the top of their hair. I use these for that and they work perfectly. Very lightweight, they're sharp enough, and they get the job done. These are really cheap. These are like 20 bucks. I got these from one of my barber instructors a few years ago. These are all like $400 each. So like 400, 400, 400. And these are good. I like these because they don't take off too much hair. These aren't the ones that take off 50%. These take off to about like 25 or 30%. I'm not sure, the percentage might be off, but it's not a lot. And I like these for this. The 7-inchers, I use these for, primarily I use these scissor over comb and refining. That's what I use these for. And then these 5.5 swivels, I use these to do the top of the hair because they're very nimble, they're small. And that thumb swivels, I use these to go around the ear, or if I'm trying to trim someone's eyebrows, I use these for that, and they're perfect for that. I absolutely love these for that purpose. These aren't as nimble. It's very hard to maneuver a 7-inch pair of shears doing shear work on the top. So just remember that. Also, let me show you, I have actual hair fibers here. Very basic, nothing extravagant. I've got some little clipper oil that I keep here to keep my clippers running well, and of course, clips for your cape. One thing I have here is I have canless air. This is an X3 Hurricane canless air. So if you see this little thing, I spilled some talc powder here, and of course, me with the canless air, boom, I can clean that off just easy. It's loud, but it's very effective. Boom. Loud but effective. Unfortunately, it's rechargeable, as you see here, and it actually works really well. You can clean off hair off clients or just clean off your station. You see here? Boom, it works really well. Bad part is, as you hear, it's very loud. Sorry for all my headphone users out there. So moving on, I've got some hairspray. This is holding spray, and I don't use this for hairlines. I typically use this in styling. So most people use like a spritz or some sort of hairspray for hairlines. I don't. I just typically use this for styling hair. I actually have mousse as well. I use this for typically my black clients when I'm trying to get their waves to pop or anything like that. Mousse is the secret. Guys, remember this. Mousse, mousse, mousse. Now, I actually have Cool Care and I have Barbicide disinfectant spray. Of course, I got olive oil, hair sheen. These are for my black clients typically. Now, you might be wondering, and I need to explain this. Why do I have Cool Care and why do I have Barbicide disinfectant spray? I could just use Cool Care. Let me explain. So the reason I have Cool Care and Barbicide disinfectant spray is Cool Care is a 5-in-1. It's a coolant, disinfectant, lubricant, cleaner, and rust preventative. Now let's just totally ignore those 3 things, right? Cool Care is awesome, right? I use this on my clippers and trimmers and whatnot, and the contact time is 10 minutes. Now that alone is why I have Barbicide disinfectant spray on my station as well, because with the contact time being 10 minutes on this, and in the interest of me wanting the best for the clients and me wanting to protect the public and me wanting to be safe, sanitized, and disinfected, I have Barbicide disinfectant spray because the contact time, not sure if you can see that, I don't even think you can read that. It says that it is 20 seconds. So it kills 99.9% of germs, sanitizing in 20 seconds. So if I'm busy and I have customers lined up and things like that, like if I'm using my clipper guards or whatever, I could sanitize my guards in 20 seconds if I'm using this. Now, if I'm not busy and whatever, and I just want to let my stuff sit and have a longer contact time, I'll use Cool Care. If not, if I'm in a hurry, if I'm busy, I use the Barbicide disinfectant spray. Also on the station, I have beard oil. Very basic. I got this from Sally's. I probably need to re-up and order some more of this. It's really nice. I like this. I've had this for quite a while. Don't really use quite a bit of it. I like this beard oil. It smells real good. People always ask me if I sell this when I use it on them, but very good. I also have some Timeless anti-bump spray as well as some Easy Blade anti-bump spray relief tonic. I use these and I spray these on people, especially if I'm using the razor or if I'm using the shaver. I use those specifically after, just to help. I have some Lay Right grooming spray, and I use this on my clients when I'm actually styling the hair and I'm about to blow dry. This is a good product to use because it helps with the heat from the blow dryer, and it helps not destroy someone's hair when you're using the blow dryer. So this is why I use Lay Right grooming spray, and it actually smells really, really good, guys. I'm not sure if you guys ever use this, but this stuff is dope. You could also use some of the Ruzel. They have some tonic and it smells good and it serves the same purpose, but I love this stuff. Also have some Easy Blade aftershave lotion. This stuff is good, smells good, and it leaves the skin feeling a lot more refreshed after you get done shaving them. So I love this Easy Blade aftershave lotion. Now, as I showed you slightly earlier, I had witch hazel. So I actually use witch hazel. I do not use alcohol when I'm done with people's hair as a toner or anything like that, or a refreshener. I don't use alcohol because it burns, and you shouldn't be using alcohol on the skin. You should be using some sort of astringent or a witch hazel. This doesn't have alcohol. As you see, it says alcohol-free toner, and this is dope. I have the cucumber, I have lavender, and if you saw earlier, I also have one that has a rose petal smell. And this, like I said, this is me wanting to give my customers the absolute best. Me wanting to give them good stuff, not just any old thing. It's easy and very cheap to use alcohol because you can get alcohol for $1 at the dollar store, but instead I chose to use witch hazel on my clients, and because I want them to have the best. And just a little thing for you guys, this cucumber smells really good. You could really smell the cucumber. The lavender, you can't really smell lavender too much, but the cucumber is dope. Haven't used this rose petal yet, so I can't really tell you if it really does smell like rose petals. So those are all my tools. If you stuck around to the end of the video to this point, shout out to you. You are the real winner, because I got to show you why I use a lot of the different tools that I have and the purpose of it. A lot of the things that I use, and you might think like, man, this guy has a lot of stuff. Yes, I do. I totally agree. But it's all in the best interest of my clients. It's not about me, but it's about my clients. I want them to have the best. And that is why I charge a little bit more than the other barbers here in this barber shop. And it's all, for me, it's all about being clean, safe, and professional. That's it. I mean, you see, as you saw from the little tour of my suite here, that's what it's just all about. Sorry. If you don't like it, shame on you, but if you get what I'm talking about, shout out to you. If you want any of the products that you see in this video, I will leave links, Amazon affiliate links in the description below. There's also a shop Amazon link if you want to buy any other things that you don't want to see in this video below. If you want to buy a laptop, if you want to buy a bed, if you want to buy some rims, there's links to it in the description below. With those Amazon affiliate links, it helps me out because I get a little commission on if you buy any of the stuff that you saw in this video. And I just realized there's gonna be a lot of stuff I have to leave links for in the description below. Man, I just showed you guys a lot. So there's gonna be tons of Amazon affiliate links. So I guess bear with me. There's gonna be tons of them, but it's for your benefit. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Give this video a like and share it to anyone that you may know that might find this helpful. It's been your man, I Do a Barber, signing out. I'll holla.